going to record the presentation. Okay, we're going to go ahead and get started. So we're here to review the benefits that are available that started the beginning of this year. We're reopening the enrollment process for all of the ACO's employees. And we're going to go over the benefits, any changes, and then a timeline of when everything needs to be submitted to get everything processed for a March 1st effective date. So we're reopening it today. We're going to close it on the 26th, which means that all of your enrollment forms, if you are in a plan right now that you don't want to be on or change or add, delete any of your dependents, get that form back to us as soon as you can so we can get everything into the system and make the changes that are necessary. We will probably, everyone will probably get new ID cards sometime in March. The new benefits will begin March 1st, but you'll experience a little bit of lag with any changes that you may make or any enrollments that you may make. So give it a week. So the first to second week of March, you should have everything up to date in your systems and your Aetna systems, and it'll give you the opportunity to go into the Delta Dental system and register your dental and get extra ID cards. You will get ID cards from everybody, but if you need extras or temps, you can go into the system and print for the dental piece. So the benefits will run until the end of the month, end of the year, so December 31st, 2020, and then of course, we do this all over again. Just a reminder in regards to who is eligible. So all full-time employees are eligible. Additionally, legal spouse, domestic partner, and children up to the age of 26 are also eligible. As I stated earlier, we're allowing another opportunity to enroll into the plans that are going to be effective March 1st. After March 1st, within the month of March, we will allow for changes to happen for those 30 days. After that, if you need to make any changes to your plans, you're only going to be allowed to do so if you have a qualified event, marriage, divorce, birth of a child, loss of coverage, things of that nature. That's when you'll be able to contact your CBR team, advises that you are making a change, and then we'll go ahead and process. It is very important that you notify us within 31 days of that event. Otherwise, you'll have to wait until the next open enrollment period. We're going to go over the plans that are being offered. They are still with Aetna. So the first plan that's being offered is the PPO 1000, 1000 being the deductible. So your deductible applies with major medical, major diagnostics, MRIs, CAT scans, things of that nature. That's when you have to worry about your deductible. As an individual, it's 1,000. As a family, it's 2,000. If in a plan year you happen to meet that deductible, then you're going to go into that cost share with Aetna. So you'll pick up 20% of the cost, and Aetna will pick up 80. And if you continue to have medical services and you reach your out-of-pocket maximum, which is 4,000 as an individual in this plan and 8,000 as a family, then you will be covered at 100%. So no more out-of-pocket expenses in regards to doctor visits. You still have your premiums, but you won't have any more copays for doctor visits, specialists, surgeries, prescriptions, things of that nature. On this plan, actually both plans, your preventative care is covered at 100%. So under healthcare reform, we are entitled to 63 preventative exams depending on age and gender. So please make sure to schedule those with your doctor. Any diagnostic, any testing that needs to be done, blood draws, etc., those are part of the preventative. You should not be billed for those. However, it is still your responsibility to make sure that the lab that you are utilizing is in the network. If you use your Aetna app either on your phone or on the website and you register, you'll only get in-network providers. So I would recommend going in there, searching for the lab, and make sure it's an in-network lab. Again, if you register, you will not have any problems. But if you're just searching online, you won't be able to tell if they're in-network or out-of-network. So log into your Aetna profile so you can find those providers. Your sick visits, walk-in clinics, your telemedicine provider on this plan is a $25 copay. Your specialist, $50, and you can self-refer. Urgent care should be a copay. I'm not sure why it says 100%, but I believe it's going to be a $75 copay. And then your emergency room is going to be a $250 copay. Prescriptions are available on this plan. So on this plan, your generic drugs are $3 or $10. Brand name drugs, $35. Special non-preferred brand name drugs are going to be $60, and your specialty medication are 25% of charges up to $250. Then you also have the ability to obtain 90 days worth of medication for 2 copays, so you save a little bit of money there. If you would like the information on the mail-in, you can email me directly or your HR specialist, and we can get that form over to you. You can also find it online on your profile. Any questions on this plan? Okay, the next plan here is the PPO HDHP 3500. Now, this is a high deductible health plan. So the high deductible health plan, there are no copays. Everything is going to be subject to your deductible. The only thing that's not subject to your deductible on this plan is your preventative screenings, your preventative exams, and preventative drugs and contraceptives. Those 3 things are not subject to your deductible. Everything else, if you go in for a sick visit, it's deductible. Urgent care deductible, specialist deductible, emergency rooms deductible. All other medications other than preventative medications or FDA approved contraceptives are going to be subject to your deductible. You want to make sure to still show your Aetna ID card. So you pay the contracted negotiated rate with those providers. And as an individual, your deductible is $3,500, and as a family, $7,000. So once you reach that amount, then you're going to go into that cost share similar to the other plan. It's 80-20, so you're going to pay 20% of charges, and Aetna starts to pay 80. And then your maximum out of pocket is $5,950 on this plan and $11,900. Now keep in mind in both of these plans, your out-of-pocket maximum is reduced every time you use the services. So every time you have a copay, whether it be a doctor visit, your co-insurance, a deductible, all of that goes towards the out-of-pocket maximum. So it starts to lower that amount. Your sick visit on this plan, so if you have to go to your regular doctor, you're going to pay the contracted negotiated rate. If you need to use a telemedicine on this plan, it's going to be a $45 copay. So you want to make sure you register with Teladoc and put in your HSA card so you have a form of payment when you need to utilize the telemedicine. Urgent care and emergency room, those are going to be subject to the contracted negotiated rate as well. So be very vigilant of that when you use those services, that you're going to be subject to pay some money there. Again, you can use your HSA dollars to pay for those services. The same applies for pharmacy, other than the FDA approved contraceptives and the preventative drugs. Everything else is going to be subject to deductible. Any questions on the medical plans? Okay. We're going to go over the health savings account. So the health savings account is what you pair with the high deductible health plan, the Aetna PPO 3500 on the previous page. So if you sign up for the high deductible health plan, that gives you the opportunity to also enroll in a health savings account. So it's 2 different pieces of the puzzle, if you will. So first you enroll in the high deductible health plan, and if you're not already registered or have an account with UMB Bank, which is who we partner with, you do have to do that before we can put money into that account. So if you want to put $25 per pay period, you're more than welcome to do so. There are no minimums, but there are maximums. So HSA dollars, as you know, that's your money, goes with you, stays with you. If you ever leave the company, that account goes with you. You own it 100%. There is no use it or lose it provision on an HSA. You can roll the money over year. Additionally, UMB Bank allows you to start investing dollars in mutual funds, similarly to a 401k, once you reach $1,000 threshold in that account. So you can start moving your money around. And if you ever need it for medical procedures to pay for services, you can move it back into your regular account with no penalties. Keep in mind, any interest earned in that UMB account is going to be tax-free. So the government cannot tax any of that interest. Also, as we start to age, we can use those dollars to pay for Medicare premiums, long-term care. We can use it for any medically necessary purposes that we would like. Additionally, start to withdraw some of those dollars, and that's also tax-free. Few caveats here. Number one, you have to be enrolled in the high deductible health plan, which you have available. You cannot be covered under a non-high deductible health plan. For example, if you're going to enroll in this plan here, but you're also covered under a spouse's plan or TRICARE or Medicaid or Medicare, that excludes you from opening a health savings account. Another rule is you cannot be enrolled in any part of Medicare. So if you're Medicare eligible but not yet enrolled in Medicare, you can still opt in and open the account. But once you enroll in any part of Medicare, then that excludes you from the health savings account. And then lastly, you cannot be somebody else's dependent on their tax returns. Want to point out that the maximum for the 2020 calendar year to put into a health savings account for an individual is $3,550, and for a family, it's $7,100. So under IRS rules, a family is going to be considered an employee, one person plus another. So it could be a spouse or a child or an entire family. And you can set aside up to $7,100 of those pre-tax dollars, so that helps in lowering your taxable income. Additionally, if you're 55 years and older and not yet enrolled in Medicare, you can add an additional $1,000, making it $4,550 or $8,100. So it's a really good way to save your own money into an account for your future health needs. And you can use those dollars for medical, for dental, for vision, for prescriptions, for Pilates, for yoga, as long as your doctor is able to write you a script for those services and you retain that for your records in the event that you're ever audited by the IRS, you can utilize those dollars. Any questions? Okay, next we're going to talk about the flexible spending account. I know there was information that went out late last year in regards to the health flexible spending account, not to be confused with the health savings account, so two different components. The flexible spending account, again, pre-tax dollars that you set aside. For the 2020 plan year, it's $2,500 that you can set aside if you enroll in that PPO 1000. So this FSA pairs with the PPO 1000, the HSA pairs with the high deductible health plan 3500. Now, the FSA works similar to the HSA. You can use that money to pay for doctor visits, prescriptions, medical, dental, vision for you and dependents. Additionally, the FSA you can enroll by itself. You do not need to enroll into the medical plan. You can do that as a standalone item. The HSA, we do require that you enroll in the high deductible health plan. So this plan, or this type of account, you have a maximum of $500 that you can carry over year. The HSA, you can roll over all of your money year over year. If you spend nothing throughout the year, then you can continue to stockpile that money for future health needs. So that's one of the main differences between the HS and FSA. The other thing with the FSA, the money that you elect, up to $2,500, is front loaded onto that account. So those dollars are available day one to utilize towards your services. If you know you're going to be paying for LASIK surgery or paying for orthodontia, you can front load the card and then have it payroll deducted for the rest of the pay periods. You also have dependent care FSA, and again, pre-tax dollars that you can use to pay for child or elderly care. And this is a pre-tax deduction as well. And the money goes into an account and you can utilize it to pay yourself or pay the provider. Any questions? Next, we'll talk about some of the resources that are available through Aetna. So with Aetna, you have the nurse on call 24/7, 365. It's a phone number that you call and you speak to a nurse in regards to care. If you have questions about prescriptions or drug interaction, you can utilize them all the time. They can also guide you with care. Global Fit, you have a wellness program available through Aetna. There is another wellness program that's available through Aetna called Attain. Some of you that have been previously enrolled in Aetna may be familiar, may have gotten a flyer or something in regards to Attain. It is a wellness program that's a partnership between Aetna and Apple that allows you to purchase a wearable or watch and track your wellness. And then you get points. You can cash those in for gift cards and pay for the watch with your points as well. So technically the watch is free. So if you haven't received anything once you register with Aetna, you will have something coming in via mail, or you can go online and search for the Attain app on your iPhone and get started with that wellness as well. And then, of course, Aetna has a mobile app that you can download as well. And then telemedicine, it is provided by Teladoc. Again, if you enroll in that high deductible health plan, your copay for visit is $45. If you enroll in the PPO 1000, it's $25 per visit. And then depending on the other visits, it's a different copay for the specialist. So your telemedicine Teladoc, I recommend you go online, register, download the app, put in your form of payment, answer a few questions, and it'll be ready to go when you need it. Other than the general medicine, board certified physicians that can write a script to the pharmacy that's closest to you, you can use it anywhere throughout the United States. They also have dermatology available, psychiatry, and psychologists and licensed clinicians that are available via phone or Skype. Any questions? All right. So next we'll go over the dental plans. So the Aetna dental plans did terminate on December 31st, 2019, and our new partnership is with Delta Dental. You have two plans to choose from. So you have the PPO base plan. The PPO base plan gives you an allowance of $1,500 to use towards dental services for you and all of your dependents. So each person that is enrolled in the plan gets $1,500 to utilize. Your preventative care, your x-rays, and your cleanings twice a year are covered at 100%. Your basic services are going to include cavities and emergency services. Those are covered at 80%, and you pay 20%. Also, at that time, you will be subject to a one-time deductible of $50 for an individual and $150 as a family. Major services, crowns, root canals, endodontics, periodontics, that's all going to fall under major services on this plan. If you did not pay your deductible with basic services, you will be subject to it now. If you never need to use those basic or major services, you will never be subject to that deductible. Okay. Again, the maximum is $1,500 to use towards your dental services. This plan does have an additional $1,000 available for child orthodontia. Okay. Now the plan does pay the same whether you go to an in-network provider or out-of-network provider, same benefit. The difference with an out-of-network provider is you can be subject to balance billing, which means that provider may want the difference of what they billed and Delta paid them. You'll have to pay that provider the difference. So that's the main difference between the two. The next plan that's available is a DHMO plan. So similarly to a medical HMO plan, this dental DHMO plan requires you to select a provider. Now, there are a lot of providers here in Arizona and throughout the United States. You do have to select that provider and stay with that provider because this plan all the services are with a fee schedule. So on this plan, there is no annual deductible. There is no annual maximum. Your preventative care is covered. So two cleanings and x-rays, additional cleanings on this plan are going to run you $40, and you can get as many as you want. You just pay that copay, and that's the entire cost. Your basic services, major services, and orthodontia is all a fee schedule. So this is the fee schedule. This is the first page of the fee schedule, the diagnostic page. And you should have received this via email, and it'll have the code for every single procedure and how much you will be paying out of pocket. It's not a copay, it's not a percentage, it's a flat dollar amount. That is why it's very important to select a provider and stay with that provider, because they've agreed to not charge you more than what's listed on that fee schedule. Now, if you don't select a provider, Delta will assign a provider to you, but you can change it at any time during the year. So you can go online and change it, or you can give them a call and change it. Now, if you enroll in the DHMO program, you will get a Delta Care USA letter, similarly to what's on the screen, with who the provider is and then some ID cards. Okay. Any questions on the dental? Okay. Resources that are available through the Delta Dental portal. DeltaDentalAZ.com member, you can go on there, look at review what benefits you've used, how much you have left. You can take a oral health risk assessment, go on there, answer some questions, gives you a score. They also have an app on that you can download to your telephone to find providers, download your ID card, etc. The vision plan also changed. It is still with iMed, but the network changed to Insight. It used to be Select, now it's Insight. Similar plans to what we had before. So your copay is still $10 for your exam every 12 months. And because it is a new program and it is a new contract, you can go anytime during the 2020 plan year. If you were previously enrolled in iMed and you went for your exam on March 1st or April 2nd or July 7th, you don't have to wait until that date to get your exam. You can go anytime after you are enrolled if you're not already enrolled. You have a $120 allowance to use towards your frames and then a discount of 20% thereafter. Your standard plastic lenses, single vision, bifocal, and trifocal are going to be a $10 copay. Additionally, now under this program, if you need any treatments to those lenses, such as anti-glare, anti-reflective, polycarbonate, tinting, it's all going to be now a copay versus a percentage. So you'll be able to see that cost in your summary that was emailed to you. Contact lenses, you have an $80 allowance to use towards your contact lenses and then 15% off. Now you can have your contact lenses or the lenses for your glasses every year. You can have one or the other. The benefits are there. For example, if in 2020 you went and you purchased your frames, and your contact lenses, you still have, you can pay for your lenses and it's at a 40% discount. So you can technically use both benefits, but you're going to pay a little bit more if you use both benefits throughout the year, or you can alternate year over year. Same availability in regards to providers. So the private practitioners, lens crafters, ProVision, Target Optical, those types of places. Any questions? All right, voluntary life and accidental death and dismemberment. So if you're enrolled in the Unum Life today and you did not maximize your benefit, that is 5 times your annual earnings up to $200,000, and you want to increase it now, you may do so. So if you haven't done it, let's say you enrolled last year for the 10 or when you were first eligible for $10,000 and now you want to increase it to 50, you can do so with no medical underwriting. If you have waived your opportunity to enroll in the life insurance, you will be subject to evidence of insurability and some medical underwriting. Very important there. If you're newly eligible or new hire, you are also eligible for that guarantee issue. So that's 5 times annual earnings up to $200,000 for yourself, $25,000 for spouse, and $10,000 for children at a guarantee issue. And again, this applies only to new hires, newly eligible, or if you're enrolled today and you want to increase it. If you waive that opportunity and you want to enroll now, you may do so. Just keep in mind that the coverage is going to be delayed because they will want to collect some information from you in order to give you that coverage. Voluntary short-term disability and long-term disability is still available. So the short-term disability covers 60% of your pre-disability earnings up to $1,000 per week. The benefit begins after the 14th day of accident or illness. The benefit duration is 11 weeks. The long-term disability, same scenario, 60% of your pre-disability earnings up to $7,500 per month. The elimination period or waiting period is 90 days, and this benefit lasts until normal Social Security retirement age. Any questions? We also have the Aflac products available, and you should have received some information via email as well. So they have a couple policies that are available at guarantee issue. There are some pre-existing limitations on some of these policies, so I would recommend if you're interested to send Jose an email or give him a call and set up some time to go over the plans. Now, if you're family planning in 2020 or 2021, I would recommend that you take a look at the two disability policies because AFLAC also has a disability policy that may be more beneficial. They have some shorter and longer terms. So I would, invite you to do that comparison before you sign up for a disability policy that will help you during your leave. Also, the hospital benefit, if you're family planning, again, it's a good benefit because it'll help you bridge some of that deductible. Any questions? Okay, other items that are offered, the Legal Shield and ID Shield, both are offered. If you're enrolled today on either of these, the Legal Shield or ID Shield, no change in the premium there. You'll still be able to, you don't have to do anything if you just want to roll your coverage forward on that. United Pet Care, so this is pet health care for your pet of any kind. There's no classes or types or breeds that are excluded and no pre-existing condition limitations for your pets. If everybody can please complete their enrollment form, submit it by February 26th, that would be great. If you're enrolling in the life and disability for the first time and you're newly eligible, please indicate so. Flexible spending account, if you haven't already completed that, please do so now. Health savings account, if you're going to be enrolling in the high deductible health plan and you haven't opened up your account with UMB Bank, it is highly recommended that you do that as soon as possible. And then let us know how much you want to put into that account. All right, I'm going to open it up for questions. Does anybody need me to go over the forms that were emailed? Can you guys still hear me?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be nice if you could go over the forms real quick, and then just how do I submit them, and do I just email them to somebody and like scan them and then email them, or kind of at a loss for that?
Yes, let me pull up all those forms. Just bear with me.
Thank you.
All right, so everybody received an email with the information on there that's listed on here. It's kind of hard to see because it's super small. In the body of the email were the instructions to email the forms back to Marlene DeSell, and her email address is right on the email that went out yesterday. And then within the body of the email were the attachments. So the first one is going to be your enrollment form. This is what you want to email back to Marlene. So once you complete it, if you have the PDF writer on your computer, complete it. You can sign it electronically and send it back to Marlene. Again, her email address is on the email that went out to everybody. I will send a follow-up email with this presentation recorded to everybody that received the email yesterday, and it's going to be a YouTube link. If you know anybody in your office or anybody that you work with that didn't get the email, please forward it to them so they have the ability to review the presentation via YouTube and get the forms completed and returned within the deadline. So this is the enrollment form that you want to complete. This is the only form that's needed by everybody, whether you're going to be enrolling or waiving. This is the only one that we need. If you're going to waive, that's we still need this first section completed to know who you are, section A, and then we need section F and G completed to indicate why you're waiving, and then a signature. Okay, if you're not waiving, you sign in the yellow section, indicate which plans you want to enroll in, and get it back to us. This next form is called task. This one is for your flexible spending account. If you already enrolled in the flexible spending account, you do not need to do anything else with this form. If you're not going to enroll in the flexible spending account, you do not need to do anything with this form. You can toss it. The next form is for the life insurance, and this is for those of you that are newly eligible, new hires, or want to increase your existing policy. If it says if you're newly eligible, please indicate initial enrollment and complete the form. If you have an existing policy today and you just want to increase it, you click on annual enrollment and again complete it and tell us how much you want to cover, how much you want to increase it to. And don't forget the second page after that, that's going to be your beneficiary election form. If you're in the state of Arizona and are legally married, your legal spouse is automatically your first dependent because we are in a community property state, unless he or she waives the right to do so. The next form after that is going to be your long-term disability. Again, this is the 100% voluntary. If you do not want to enroll in the long-term disability program, you can just ignore this one. If you are looking to enroll, here's the information in the middle of the page on how you find the cost. So it's based on your age and your income. So if you follow this quick formula here in the middle, it'll tell you how much you're going to pay per paycheck. If you have questions or need assistance, you can email me and I can help you with that. The next page is your short-term disability. Same scenario, 100% voluntary. So if you want to enroll, just complete this. And then again, we have a formula here in the middle of the page. It's based on your age and also your income as to how much your benefit is going to be and how much you're going to pay per check. The form after that is going to be your Legal Shield and ID Shield. There is a website address on here that you do have to click on to register for this program along with the cost. So the cost is indicated here and it tells you how much it costs you per month. And then again, follow the email address here at the top and register, and then we'll get an email and we'll be able to payroll deduct. Same scenario with the pet care. It has the programs here. If you want to contact your veterinarian before you enroll, ask them if they're part of the United Pet Care Veterinary Savings Program. If they are, then you'll experience some pretty deep discounts with those veterinarians. Again, it's going to be an online enrollment. So right now it's $10.60 for one pet, and then the premiums change. And then again, it's online, so you click on this blue link, enroll, and we'll payroll deduct. If you want information in regards to AFLAC, if you want Jose or one of his team members to call you, complete this form and also email it back to Marlene along with your enrollment form. If you're not interested in any AFLAC products, you do not need to complete this. If you have any of these products, if you're enrolled today in the Legal Shield, ID Shield, Pet Healthcare, or AFLAC, you don't have to do anything to continue those enrollments. Okay. Here's just a summary on the plans through AFLAC, and then the next few pages is the life insurance policy, and the very last page is where you'll find the rates. So you'll find that on the very last page. If you're a 24-year-old, you're going to pay 88 cents for $10,000 of life insurance. So you do the 68 cents here. That's your age, and then you add the 20 cents for the accidental death and dismemberment, which doubles your benefit, making it 20,000. 10 cents for the spouse and 4 cents for the children. So this is where you'll find those rates. And again, it's a simple calculation that you can do here, and it'll tell you how much you're going to be paying per month. It's easy if you're just doing 10,000. It's just the rate plus this AD&D amount, and that's your monthly premium. So if you're 24 years old, you'll be paying 88 cents a month for $10,000 of life insurance. And again, you can add that, you can increase that 5 times on your earnings up to $200,000 with no medical underwriting. So those are the forms, and then going back to the email, the contact information for Marlene is on here, mdesel at cbri.com. Also, we have the sender, Joya. She sent the email out, and you can't find Marlene's information or you just find it easier to email Joya, please go ahead and do so and just tell her I'm submitting my form and she'll get it to Marlene. Does anybody have any questions?
No, no questions here.
I didn't get the email or any of the paperwork.
Okay, what is your name?
Marina
Marina
Burr, B-U-R-R.
B-U-R-R. Marina, are you a W-2 employee?
I-
Did you say yes?
Did you hear me?
Did you say yes? I'm sorry.
I did. I did.
Okay. Are you able to IME your email address so I can get this to you?
Yes, I can.
Okay.
Hold
There's a
on.
little chat bubble
Where?
right above the names. You go up by the names.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I see it. I see it. Okay, I see it.
Okay. So I see Ron.
Uh-huh.
Is that you?
Yeah,
Am-
that's me right there.
Amber at acosmd.com.
Yep, that's me.
Okay. I will get this email over to you right now. Anybody else that needs the email? Okay, I will follow up with this email going to you, Marina, and then an email going out to everybody else along with the recorded presentation. If there's anyone that you know that needs to get this email, please forward it to them. We pulled all the emails that we had on file. There were some that were missing. So we did the best that we could, and there was quite a few emails that went out and maybe a handful that were missing. So maybe new hires or things of that nature. So again, if coworkers or somebody needs it, just feel free to email it to them. And if they have questions, they can reach out to myself or Joya or to Marlene, and we'll be happy to assist.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, everybody, and have a good afternoon and good weekend.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.